Good morning. It is Tuesday, July 28th. We're 90 days out from October 26th. Your DTD2 this week, you're calling your H's and your V's and you're texting your T's. It is a Tuesday. Tuesdays, we have Pathways. Brittany is in the building, and that is in person in Portsmouth. Pathway to Success is you just landed, or maybe you've been here for a bit. We've got some people that skated back to this opportunity only for the fact that it's a group that we've built on Tuesdays. You meet with Brittany at 9 o'clock. And if you want to jump in on that conversation, reach out to Brittany Goodale. You could swing in today for sure. Brittany, just so you guys know, Brittany's in the building on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So if you want to dip your toe into the Pathway conversation, it's basically a playbook for you to launch with, right? Like our launch program. And then there's a group situation on Tuesdays. We're meeting today at 9, and that's in person in Portsmouth. And then above and beyond that, you get your copy of The Rookie Real Estate Agent. And the class is built around all the systems and the models that we have. It works in concert with our new course, which is called Breakthrough, which starts again next week. Breakthrough will run next week, Monday through Friday. But Tuesdays, Pathway to Success with Brittany, 9 o'clock in person in Portsmouth. Just come in for that conversation. It's everyone who's working on their business. There's no reason to not be part of the conversation if you're looking for a jump start or you're looking to, just get some momentum going. That's the most difficult thing to do is we get moving and then we get business and then we tend to slow down because we want to go back and babysit our deals. And I completely appreciate that. Everybody's concerned if they don't watch the burgers cook, the burgers are going to burn. And there was something that was said last week, and I absolutely adored it. It was during our panel at the All Partners meeting, and it was echoed by everybody up there. And Ezra said, I leverage myself and put myself in situations where I can go make money, not worry about getting paid. And I thought that was such a fantastic way of putting it. Gary always talks about we should be looking for our next deal. Nothing about working in our business should keep us from going to get more business. And the way Ezra put it, I thought was wonderfully eloquent. I'm going to go and find more money as opposed to worry about getting paid. Like once you've got the deal put together, not that it doesn't need to be managed, that should not be consuming every waking moment of your real estate business. Because at that point, it's about tab A, slot B. It's about getting it across the finish line. And there's things that you can do to leverage yourself, no matter who you are. I don't care if you're a solo artist and it's just you and Mittens. Tell her I said hi. She looks great. Or if you're on a team and you've got all that support. There's support here at the Market Center for everyone who wants to build a business. And if you want to stay in momentum and in forward motion, then you're going to get the next deal, not worried about getting paid on the one that you have. And getting into more fiduciary conversations and responsibilities as opposed to the functionary part of our business. So something to consider. And if you're in a spot right now where you could use a nudge, you could use some momentum, you could use some encouragement and some positivity and honestly, some community, then I would join us for this conversation today. That's at 9 o'clock every Tuesday. Pathway to Success with Brittany Goodale in person in Portsmouth. At 11 o'clock today in the training room, yet again, we do have the Mompreneur Mastermind, and this is for anybody. So if your wife is looking for a conversation, then you can send her. She does not have to be an agent here. We have women from all over the Seacoast who are joining us for this conversation, not necessarily every month, and you don't have to come every month. You don't have to pay dues. This is a meeting where people get together for the most part. They are working moms, and they are working on that, again, what we talked about last week during the panel, that work-life counterbalance, right? The work-life balance to me is not a thing. And I think to a lot of people, it's not a thing. I know today, the majority of my day is going to be in this building away from my family. I'm not saying that I'm choosing work over my family. I'm saying my responsibilities today lean heavy in the employment department. And yet every day I have the ability to figure out, hey, where does my face need to be? What's going to win? What's going to own my time today? What's important? If we're making today a real estate day, then let's be all in on real estate. Not doing our real estate wishing we were somewhere else, right? I mean, today's supposed to be relatively nice, and then I think tomorrow we've got a nor'easter coming in, something like that. So if you're going to enjoy today's weather, go enjoy today's weather. And the next few days, while it's not going to snow, but we're supposed to get a nor'easter without snow. It's a thing. If you're going to be inside during the weather for the next couple of days after today, then be inside and kick ass and take names with your KW stuff. That's what it's about. Wherever your face is, wherever your feet are, be all in. So this whole, I believe, and I'm happy to fight with you, I believe it is a misconception when people say work-life balance. You are counterbalancing. If you say yes to your business today, you're saying no to your personal life and vice versa. And that's why we need to be so discerning, careful with the words, discerning about who we choose to go into business with. And the challenge is when we don't have a lot of conversations and we finally get someone to say, yes, we'll take any yes. And everyone is guilty of that. So being enough conversations where you can be discerning about the yeses you let into your life, because even the people that you say, well, you know what, I dealt with Mr. Lindsay today. Now I'm going home to my family. I bet he's got your cell phone number. And as the great Mark Ramsey said during a bold session right here in this training room in Portsmouth a handful of years ago, at the top of the relationship, this is probably as good as it's going to get. So if the individual feels like a jackalope and you're like, oh, it'll be okay, it couldn't possibly get worse, it's going to get worse. So have enough conversations that you can weed out the jackalopes. Well, I'm not bringing them home to my family, Tim. You will. You absolutely will. They will eat your soul. They will text you. They will call you because they are the most important person on the planet. And not that they shouldn't feel special. They're allowed to feel special. They're not more special than your family. So this is what my whole conversation last week, there's a misconception about work-life balance. It is counterbalance. So when you're all in on your KW stuff and you're fighting to get your next client, you're having the conversations and the interactions, you're doing that so you have a wealth of people to choose from and using the proper language. Should we decide to work together, Mr. Lindsay? You should be saying that. Well, I wouldn't feel comfortable saying that. I'm desperate to work with anybody. No, you're not. I promise you, you're going to get to a point in your career where you will not feel that way. My job as your coach and your friend is to get you home to your family with some wind in your sails, with some light in your eyes, with some love in your heart. And if that gets chewed up on the playing field of real estate and you're going home torn to pieces to your family, you might physically be present, but will you be present? And now we're way out of counterbalance because you're leaving it all on the field, which should not be the case. You should be working with people that put joy in your heart. You should be working with people that you are excited to work with. And you do that by having enough conversations to find your people. These conversations are what happens in the mastermind. The Mompreneur Mastermind, once a month. Today's the day, 11 o'clock in person in Portsmouth. Join us for that. At 12 o'clock, we're going to talk about what we did or didn't do for conversations. It's the midday protocol. And I know we've been off and on with the midday protocol. It is historically at 12 o'clock, although if we have stuff going on, it's not at 12 o'clock. You will always see it in the calendar. You will also get a text from me. And I know I'm nudging you to say, come join the conversation. Come join the conversation. All we want to know is we just want to hold ourselves to account. I just said it. It's Monday, October 26th in 90 days. Monday, October 26th in 90 days. We're 90 days out from Halloween. So I'm going to ask you at 12 o'clock, how are the conversations and the interactions going? What appointments have you set to sit with buyers and sellers and investors? And what agreements have you signed? Have you signed buyers into your business? Have you signed listings into your business? Have you put people under contract with a purchase and sale? I'm not going to apologize for being the pain in the ass. I was hired to be the pain in the ass. Just come join the conversation. You don't even have to talk. You don't have to offer up metrics. You can just come see what the conversation's all about. But I guarantee to you, it's a place where we get together at noontime to see how we did. Then we head out to our appointments. And if we don't have appointments, you can get right back to work, pursuing more conversations and interactions, working on your marketing, doing whatever you need to do to make sure the time that you invest here at KW is invested with compounding interest. So when you go home to your family tonight, you know what you did today was fruitful, whether you can see it or not. It's not always tangible. But are you building something? Or are you just spending time away from your family in a different building? At 1 o'clock, Know the Signs, Own the Room, Safety and Self-Defense Training. Our very own Terry LaJoy will lead that. That is today at 1 o'clock in person in Portsmouth. That's your slate for the day. If I can help with anything, let me know. It is 603-834-2856. You can also book my face at meetwithcoach.com. Enjoy the weather. I think we're hanging today. Tomorrow it's supposed to get rough. We'll see you in and around the market center and the internet. Take care.